Elephant, a word that conjures up images of huge, powerful animals that roam free in exotic locations. They're known for their close family bonds and playful natures, but their relationship with man is a conflicted one. Revered for their strength and once worshipped in times gone by, the elephant has also fallen victim to mankind's darker side. The part of us that regards these charming creatures as tools, charges of war, or mere circus acts. In Thailand, help is at hand for these beleaguered animals, in the shape of two determined women who aim to restore their health, their trust, and their dignity. Before machines made many working animals obsolete, Southeast Asia's primary beast of burden and of war was the elephant. It strode into battle, a colossus striking fear into the hearts of the enemy. The kings of Thailand rode them into battle, defending their country against the Burmese throughout many bloody engagements. Famous as the strongest beasts of burden, they were vital in battle, serving much the same purpose as a horse in the West, but much more fearsome. In the early part of this century, elephants roamed freely, and it's believed that more than 100,000 elephants walked the borders of Thailand. Today, the number of elephants has dwindled to about 2,500. Times change. To those living outside its borders, Thailand is regarded as a beguiling and exotic world, full of mystery. Strikingly beautiful temples and ancient symbols of civilizations long past punctuate the landscape. Yet there is something which unites both past and present. Thailand is staunchly rooted in its traditions, so it comes as no surprise to find echoes of the elephant's great past. And it wasn't always one of warfare. Conversely, the elephant was a cultural symbol of peace for this Buddhist nation. Many people make offerings to the sacred images of Ganesh and the white elephant, essential icons in Thailand's rich and diverse history. The white elephant is very real and a symbol for royal power in Thailand. The number of white elephants owned by a king largely determined his power in the eyes of his royal adversaries. These animals are extremely rare. Their skin is pink instead of grey. And they have white nails and white tail hair. The lucky domestic elephants are still working in traditional villages, ploughing the land and carrying crops and tools to and from the villages. The unlucky ones toil as performers in circuses and sideshows. As long as audiences cheer and pay money, this will continue indefinitely. Other, even less fortunate ones beg for their masters. The sight of a distressed baby elephant on the streets of Bangkok is neither natural nor a pleasant sight. Despite the beggars' dependence on elephants for their hand-to-mouth existence, there are those who see this as exploitation and a move to action. When a caring European woman heard about a refuge for distressed elephants, she arrived in Thailand determined to help. The Dutch woman Antoinette van der Water volunteered to help take care of the elephants, after spending her holiday at the elephant refuge in the north of Thailand, near Chiang Mai. It was the Thai woman Lek, which means small in the Thai language, who opened this park in the 1990s. Her relationship with her elephants evidently gives both sides great pleasure. Lek's main objective is to ensure that stressed and traumatized elephants that join her at the park learn as quickly as possible that their lives have changed for the better and that they can learn to trust humans again.
In our place, we tame them by love, and we give them a lot of love and let them trust us.
Deeply touched by the plight of these gentle giants, Antoinette's life changed radically. She left Holland for good and now devotes her time to easing the elephants' suffering and giving back the elephants a life worth living. Run with the aid of donations, the park is a refuge for elephants in all kinds of unfortunate conditions. After researching the elephants' plight, Antoinette decided that more direct action was necessary, so started up a foundation to actively rescue elephants. Her plan was to find 2 elephants in desperate need of help, travel north to Lek's Park, and while on the way, enlighten the local populations about their very special animals. Not all elephants have their wheels broken or are kept chained up or beaten. The treatment of the elephants in Thailand depends largely on the character of their owners and mahouts, the men who train and ride them, usually for profit. Most of the domesticated elephants are kept at various elephant camps around the country, where they learn to work to entertain and carry around the hundreds and thousands of tourists who visit Thailand every year. Some are being treated well, but others are not, and have to live and toil often in miserable and heartbreaking conditions. One of the reasons why there are so many domesticated elephants is the banning of the logging industry in 1989. Before the ban, elephants were used to move and carry heavy trees in the forest. But now their services are no longer needed. There is little use for elephant power in the modern world. And it's here in Bangkok, one of Thailand's many large cities, that elephants toil for meager profit for their owners and even more meager rations for the elephants themselves. Here, elephants can get hit by cars on busy roads, and they often eat discarded and rotten food that they find in rubbish bins. It's illegal to beg on the streets of Bangkok, and elephant keepers keep their elephants hidden underneath motorways in the bushes. During the day, the elephant stands and waits while the mahout prepares the little bags of food that they sell to the people on the streets. And when the sun goes down and the city comes alive, the elephants are taken to where there are the most people, the areas where the bars and restaurants are. Here they have to beg for money and work long nights. Some are drugged because they cannot handle the stress of the cars and people around them. Their eyes betray their distress. To change elephant lives for the better, Antoinette and Lek first had to find two elephants that desperately needed help. They decided to visit the Surin Elephant Festival, an annual event where hundreds of domesticated elephants gather from all over the country. As well as elephants, there are many different Thai tribes that perform dances in colorful costumes for entertainment. Surin is a huge festival that lasts several days. This huge spectacle is a pageant that demonstrates man's mastery over the beasts, a part of Thai life so ingrained in their culture now. The elephants look impressive, but behind the scenes, there are many sad stories. Despite the level of veterinarian care at the festival, the elephants not featured in the show are mostly damaged goods. Antoinette and Lek talk to the owners and listen to their stories. And it was here that she found her two elephants. Duke Nern was the first one she noticed. She was tucked away in a corner, tied firmly to a short chain. She looked underfed and depressed, and couldn't take part in the festival because of her unpredictable behavior. Antoinette learned that this elephant was undergoing brutal training, where elephants are broken and forced to perform tricks. Duke Nern had found a sympathetic friend in Antoinette. The other elephant she found was a bigger one. She was one of the elephants in the show. Sreen 1 used to be a trekking elephant carrying tourists around. She was forced to work long hours every day without enough time to eat. And after work each day, she was chained up near a rice paddy. One evening, she managed to escape to find food. The owner of the rice paddy was furious and shot her with a slingshot, blinding her in her left eye. Antoinette had found her two elephants. Now she had to see the owners of the animals to buy their freedom. Then she had to negotiate the price and check the elephants' papers to make sure she wasn't buying illegal elephants. Elephant prices vary based on the animal's health and condition. Duc Nguyen's owners wanted almost $8,000. However, Antoinette had to hurry. Duc Nguyen was in training. Elephant calves begin their training when they're about 3 years old. They quickly learn to obey words of command. For the first month, they're kept restrained in a wooden cage or tied up while they learn the basics. They're kept there day and night. Training takes about 7 years. The mahout familiarizes the animal with the various tack used in working and applies permanent leg chains. The next step is to accustom the animal to commands given with pressure from the feet or legs, or by using a hook. Once the initial obedience training is complete, the elephant and its mahouts start a 4 to 5 year course. Elephants are famous for their intelligence, memory, and pleasant nature. And when Duc Nguyen saw Antoinette, you could see that they connected. Duc Nguyen seemed to regard Antoinette with curiosity. Perhaps she sensed her life was about to change for the better. They were keeping Duc Nguyen chained near to a rice paddy and using wooden sticks behind her ears so she couldn't bend her head. Antoinette couldn't take her with her before the papers and money were in place. But time was not on their side. Duc Nguyen was in such a bad state that there was no way she could survive her training. Finally, Antoinette managed to get the paperwork in place for the 2 elephants and could begin her northern trek to Lex Refuge.